Welcome to today's challenge of flip out and old photos. So here I am checking it off on my list and we're going to get started. So I'm actually going to use an old photo here. I don't know any of these people. I purchased these vintage photos online and I pulled out a paper from my journal here. So here I'm using a piece of sketch paper to do the flip out onto the straw paper I have pulled out from my journal. And I did want to keep that raw edge there, so at first I was going to rip it off right here, and then I decided I liked the texture, so I was going to keep that on. So here I'm just trying to figure out how to do my flip out. For some reason this took me a minute to figure out. So I flipped it over and then I flipped it back again there, and that's how I'm going to have it work for me. So then I realized I need to reinforce that edge, that perforated edge. So I was just at first looking for some washi to do that for me. And then when I put the washi on, I really liked the look of it on the straw paper. So then I continued to use the washi to decorate the rest of the page. I was kind of going for like an old photo album looking page here. And I quite liked how it turned out. So after I figure out where I want to glue it down, I finally glue it down. So now I'm going to try and decide where I want to place my photo and how I want it to flip out, but then I get decorating here with this washi. I really liked how it looked to create a border around the page. So here I'm punching out some photo corners, which is how I wanted to attach my photo. I didn't want to actually glue the photo down. I wanted to tuck it into the photo corners. So before I did that, I kept decorating here with some of the washi. I was thinking of using recycled tea bag, and then I decided against it. So once I kind of figure out my photo and where I want it, I finished decorating the page with the washi tape to create a border around the whole page. I actually really liked how this washi looked. It almost looked like you drew it onto the page. I really liked it. So then I just am thinking here, brainstorming a bit. And I decided I needed more washi. You can never have too much washi. So once I was done framing out the blank spaces there for journaling, I decided to attach my photo corners, putting glue just on the very outer edge so I didn't glue the photo down, just so it could catch in there and hold the photo on the page. And that punch I used is an old Stampin' Up! Punch, and I do believe it is retired. So I realized I needed a tab to pull the page open for the flip out. So I just used my tab punch to create a little pull for this page. So it pulls out that way, and then it also pulls out the other way, which gives you lots of journaling space. So then I look into my Tim Holtz Small Talk for a sentiment to put on the front of that photo. And I picked I'm happiest when I'm with you. So here I fulfilled the prompt for this week or for this day, but I decided I wanted to do a little more. So here I am creating a piece for my card making days. You take a 12 by 12 piece of double-sided paper, and then you cut it down to 6 by 12, and then you score it every 3 inches. And then you just fold it up, and you fold on those fold lines as well, every 3 inches. So then you fold down the back far right piece to create a pocket. You fold the top layer back. And then when you fold it all up, the front piece, you fold the top layer towards you, and then you flip it over and fold it back. And this will create a pocket. It'll make more sense when you see me glue it. And then I wanted to put it on a base, so I cut down a piece of black cardstock, a little larger than the 3 by 3 squares. So that is the basic construction. So now I do want to create a couple little pulls there for the pockets. And then I will punch out a window here as well. So all this has to be done before you glue it together. So here I'm just inking all the edges up, just to distress it a bit and get rid of the white core of the paper. And then we will do some of the gluing. So you will glue the far left flap down, and then you'll flip it over and glue that one down as well. And that will create a pocket for the front in between that paper. And then the last page, the far right, you will glue that down to create a pocket as well. And then I just glue up the middle of the seams here just to create the pockets so they don't slide out into the other pocket. And that's pretty much it. And then you will just glue it down onto the paper, but first you will have to put a piece of ribbon in behind so you could tie it closed. And then glue the whole piece down on top of that base that's about a little bit bigger than the 3 by 3 square. So I'm going to use some of my Tim Holtz paper that I had. I had a sheet that had photos on it. So I'm just going to cut out some of those photos to fit into all the little pockets here. And now I'm creating a little base to put the photos on, just to frame them out. I think that girl is so funny looking. That's why I chose her. Every time I see her, she makes me laugh. So I'm just inking everything up here again. And then I start gluing all the photos onto their bases here. So once all the photos are glued down, then I wanted to create some toppers for the photos. So I'm using another Stampin' Up! Floral punch, and I do believe it is retired as well. And these will just create little toppers on the top of the photos as like little pulls. So I got out some brads and some more of the ribbon just to tie it all in. So I layer up the flowers, and then I put the ribbon in the back, and then I punch a hole through to put the brad. And I put a piece of ribbon on the back. And I continue to do this with all the photos. And I like the little flowers because they kind of catch in the divot and hold the photo where you have it, and it's easy to pull them out. And then I just tied it up. Now this is a bit of a bulky piece to put in a journal, but I'm keeping my DEPHEMEREMBER journal as an idea journal as well, so that's why I created this piece in addition to the flip out page. And it also too is a flip out. But I think that would be a cute piece to add as a topper on a journal cover. It is a bit bulky to put in a journal, especially if you're going to use the brads. So I just finished decorating it up here, and I add a sentiment on the front. And then I just glue it into my page, the whole back of the base. I glue it on underneath of the flip out that I created. And there we go. I was quite pleased with how this turned out. It is a bit bulky, but like I said, my DEPHEMEREMBER journal is an idea book as well. So I would probably not put that second piece in a journal, but I would definitely make it again and use it as a journal topper. It's good for gift cards. It's also good as a happy mail, or if you just want to send photos to somebody in the mail. So there we go. Thank you for watching today. I just put it back into my journal, and I got another prompt done under my belt. Flip out an old photo. Thanks for watching today. Have a great day.